Happy New Year from the Graham Stars. We welcome you to Robbinsville for our first telecast of the 2022 portion of the basketball season. Robbinsville welcoming Andrews to town tonight for Smoky Mountain Conference basketball action. Very privileged to be back with you here on the Graham Star Facebook page. We've missed you guys. Haven't been able to stream here in the last few weeks due to this, that, and the other, but we're here tonight and very privileged to be bringing you basketball action here on Facebook. Back in just a moment with the announcement of starting lineups and opening tip-off for the varsity girls game between Robbinsville and Andrews. Joining you in progress here from Robbinsville as we're beginning our first telecast of 2022. The Lady Knights welcoming the Lady Wildcats to the house. We really have missed being with you guys here on Facebook Live. It's been a while, been several weeks. Rebound pulled down by senior Emily Mueller for Andrews. We'll catch up with you on what Robbinsville's been doing since we last joined you, which was in mid-December. Several road games we were unable to telecast due to restrictive rights with contracts. And we'll get more into why Thursday's game didn't come to you on Facebook Live either. Hallie Anderson, senior for Robbinsville, comes up with the steal. Dish to Kinsley Phillips. She's going to circle back around, feed it over to the side to Desta Trammell. Phillips had a shot at three, but she'll get called for a travel instead. Hesitated. And possession goes to Andrews. 6:28 left here in the first quarter. It is a 2-2 ball game if you're just joining us here on Facebook. Mueller double teamed, able to get the ball to Brooke Phillips. Phillips guarded closely by Schuler, who picks the ball away. But under a double team from Phillips and Kylie Donaldson, coughs it up. However, Anderson drives in and draws the foul. Foul goes on Emily Mueller. That'll be the first foul of the game. Anderson to the line to shoot two. Anderson will get a freebie after the lane violation, and she'll drop it for two. 4-2 Robbinsville now. Ball kicked out of bounds. Last off Schuler, so they'll try it again. Andrews trying to get the ball around the press. Nothing doing. Kinsley Phillips comes up with the steal. And now Trammell scoping the floor. Phillips to Trammell, back around to Jimenez. Schuler now on the other side, back to Trammell in the middle. Drives up, feeds it to Jimenez for three, and it is good. Jimenez busts one from outside the arc. 7-2 Lady Knights. And pass goes awry. Possession Robbinsville. Phillips to Trammell for three. And it's good. 10-2 Lady Knights. And Coach Eric Young for the Andrews Lady Wildcats is going to call a timeout to try and get his team under control. 5:31 left here in the first quarter. 10-2 in favor of Robbinsville. And welcome back to Robbinsville. 5:31 left here in the first quarter. It is a 10-2 ball game in favor of the Lady Knights. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star Facebook page, bringing you Robbinsville coverage all season long, exclusively here on Facebook Live. Robbinsville again pressing. Andrews unable to penetrate so far on that press. Almost got it to half court that time before it was picked off by Anderson. Steal and dish to Jimenez for two. 12-2 Lady Knights. And they're going to call a foul on Schuler, an unintentional bump. And another pick this time by Jimenez. She's going to kick it to Phillips, back to Trammell. Inside to Jimenez to Phillips again for two. Hensley Phillips gets in the score column. Robbinsville suffocating the Lady Wildcats with this press right now. Another steal, and the drive by Schuler will draw a foul. They will call that on number 10. That's Kylie Donaldson for Andrews. 14-2 Robbinsville with 4:46 left here in the first quarter. Jimenez will tag out for Fayla Welch for Robbinsville. And both shots missed for Zoe Schuler. 14-2 still your score here in the first quarter. Donaldson driving hard. Puts it up, misses. Rebound by Schuler, and back up the floor we go. Feed to Kinsley Phillips. Phillips to Trammell for three. And it's nothing but net. 17-2 Robbinsville here in the first quarter. Kinley Queen cannot find anybody to inbound to. Finally gets it to Mueller. And Donaldson breaks the press. Feed to Brooke Phillips. Or excuse me, that's Kaylin Ellis, I beg your pardon. Put up a wild shot. And Dallas Garrett checks in for Schuler. Garrett making her debut in the game now. And Robbinsville ball 17-2 with 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Garrett to Phillips. Back over to Trammell for three. And it's good. 20-2 Lady Knights. Robbinsville on an 18-0 run at the moment. We will be back with you tomorrow, folks, for Robbinsville action from North Buncombe, as Kinley Queen blocks that shot by Garrett off the steal by Kinsley Phillips. That will be varsity only action coming your way tomorrow. JVs will be playing. Beforehand, but we will not have that on the telecast. Tune in about 6:30 or so, give or take a few minutes, and we should be going live from Weaverville with that game. Robbinsville getting his offense set. Garrett with a long inbound to Trammell. Phillips now for three, and she makes it. Kinsley Phillips having a good first quarter. Trammell with 2 assists so far, and it's 23-2 Robbinsville. Donaldson under pressure, coughs it up. Anderson with the steal. Feed to Trammell. 3:17 and counting left to go here in the first quarter. Trammell inside to paint for 2. And it's going to be off. Welch fights for the rebound. Phillips ultimately comes up with it. Back to Trammell. All the way back inside to Welch for 2. And she's going to drop it. Layup for junior Fayla Welch. Makes it 25-2. Mueller now breaks away. Almost loses the ball at midcourt. Able to recover nicely. Pass over to Brooke Phillips for 3. That shot's off. Rebound by Anderson. Kinsley Phillips gets the ball, dishes it to Trammell. She drives in, draws the foul, and will go to the line. Foul's on Kinley Queen. That's her first of the game. And Trammell makes her first. Score is 26-2 at the moment with 2:28 left here in the first quarter. And Trammell goes 2 for 2 at the line. Kinley Queen bringing the ball back up the floor for Andrews. Our neighbors hit Cherokee County side of Tatham Gap. Glad to have them up here in Graham County with us tonight. 3-point shot for Emily Mueller drops. That's going to make it 27-5 here in the first quarter. Trammell weaving and wobbling through traffic all the way up to the board and drops it in. 29-5 Robbinsville. Queen searching her options here. Ball smacked away by Jimenez. She picks it up, works her way around Donaldson, kicks it to Trammell, who drives in a little closer for that one. 2 points. And Kinsley Phillips will check back into the game and relieve Trammell. (31-5) here in the first quarter. Minute 30 to go. Zoe Schuler applying some heavy pressure to Donaldson. Ball gets free. There's Mueller trying to maintain possession. Kicks it all the way back over to Brooke Phillips. Back to Donaldson. Phillips steals that one, breaks away, drives, layup, and she's going to draw a foul. Work by Kinsley Phillips. A chance at a 3-point play here with 1:07 to go. And Phillips completes the 3-point play. Be a very crowded scoreline tonight for the Lady Knights by the time this one's over with. 34 points here in the first quarter. Robbinsville's offense is cooking so far tonight here in Graham County. Under pressure. Ball kicked away. Donaldson feeds it inside. Looking for Phillips. Finds Dallas Garrett. Schuler down the court. Another bucket. 36-5 Robbinsville. Schuler is still applying pressure to Kylie Donaldson. Kaylin Ellis kicks it to Brooke Phillips. Excuse me, that's America's LaQuire in the game now. One jersey number difference, not misread it. My apologies, Andrews fans. Thank you for tuning in as well, all the Wildcat faithful. Garrett to Aubrey with Cha-Cha. Comes into the game and drops a layup. 38-5. Impressive first quarter for the Lady Knights. Trying to get back into a rhythm. Donaldson's going to air out a three here late. And Cha-Cha will ultimately get the rebound. That's going to do it. After one quarter of play, the Lady Knights have a 38-5 lead over Andrews. Stay with us here on Facebook Live. Welcome back to Robbinsville. 38-5 your score as we enter the second quarter of tonight's varsity girls matchup between the Lady Knights and the visiting Andrews Lady Wildcats. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star Facebook page. The Graham Star providing unparalleled news coverage from and around Graham County since 1955. Second quarter underway. Donaldson scans the floor as we begin action here in Robbinsville. Mueller's going to try a three. It will not get close to the net. Jimenez right there to pull it down. Schuler on the other end of the floor for two. Robbinsville scoring at will right now. 40-5 is your score here in the early moments of the second quarter. Donaldson kicks it over. Brooke Phillips, or excuse me, that's America's LaQuire at the bottom. Gets it to Kaylin Ellis. Donaldson searching the floor. Phillips almost picked that one off. Ellis to LaQuire again. Jimenez right there to guard her. And a quick pick by Kinsley Phillips. Back up the floor. Jimenez to Schuler for two. 42-5 here in the second quarter. And Donaldson dropped there, able to scramble and recover, but Schuler's going to pick it off. Unfortunately, stepped out of bounds. Andrews' ball. Mueller to inbound it. 6:44 left here in the first half. Ball batted down by Addison Dartez. And after a fight, Schuler comes up with that one from Mueller, drops it, misses, rebound, and dish to Jimenez, good for two. 44-5. .620 left here in the second quarter. Kinley Queen searching the floor. And Coach Eric Young's going to call another timeout. 30-second breather for both teams. Back in just a moment here on Facebook Live. And welcome back to Robbinsville. 44-5 Lady Knights here in the second quarter. The JV boys opener that preceded this game earlier tonight was bested by the Wildcats, who picked up a 54-29 victory over Robbinsville. Logan Calloway had a team best 7 points for the Knights, with Isaiah Brown adding 6, Trey Lambert and Quinn Jumper with 5 each. Right now, though, it's all Lady Knights here in the varsity girls matchup. First Smoky Mountain Conference basketball action of 2022. Steal by Anderson. Phillips inside to Schuler. And the ball rolls everywhere except through the net. Foul called Infraction on number 14. That's Brooke Phillips for Andrews. Schuler will shoot 2. A lot of manic stats to add up during the break. Since we were able to last join you here on Facebook Live, Robbinsville dropped road games at Murphy a few days before Christmas and lost last Tuesday to Tellico Plains, but righted the ship last Thursday in a rematch here at home against Tellico Plains, picking up the victory here in Graham County. So Robbinsville back in the win column. They sit at 5-3 overall this season. Phillips with a steal. Queen dropped to the floor in the ruckus. Phillips has 5 steals already here in the first half. 44-5 your score with 5:18 left in the second quarter. Anderson to Trammell. Robbinsville's going to dig deep into their playbook here. Run around by Trammell. Drive. And foul. Foul called on number 11. That's Kaylin Ellis for the Lady Wildcats. That is her first of the game, and Trammell will shoot 2. Robbinsville with a 39-point lead here in the second quarter. Check it out, that was a 1-and-1. That was a 7th team foul for Andrews, my mistake. But nothing doing because Trammell made it. So she'll shoot 2 anyway. 45-5 lead for Robbinsville. Trammell perfect from the foul line tonight. 46-5 Lady Knights. Donaldson with the ball, works her way up the floor, feeds it over to Kinley Queen. Miller's on the game right now, my apologies. Ellis looking for some options. Back inside to Donaldson. Liz Carpenter there to greet her. Robbinsville rotating in and out. Getting some players in that don't normally get playing time. Carpenter applying some heavy pressure. Ellis able to get it away, though. Donaldson back inside. Ellis, low pass. Donaldson for 2. That's going to bounce off. Kinsley Phillips with the rebound. Schuler breaks away. Kicks it to Trammell, who's there untouched at the basket. 48-5 Lady Knights. Heavy pressure, double team on the corner. Queen got it loose. Feeds it inside. Brooke Phillips in trouble now. Junk ball called. Possession Robbinsville. She'll now running point guard. Garrett to Phillips. Inside to Liz Carpenter, unguarded. And she made him pay for it. A layup for freshman Liz Carpenter. 50-5, Robbinsville. 3:27 left here in the first half. Andrews has not scored here in the second quarter. Pass goes low and out. Off Brooke Phillips, Robbinsville ball. Lady Knights have so much potential this year to go deep into the playoffs, if not to the championship, as Schuler drops another layup, making it 52-5. Robbinsville tried to regroup over the Christmas break and finally brought things back together after a little skid. Back in the win column. And don't worry, folks, we will be staying with you for the varsity boys matchup coming up next. As another steal for Kinsley Phillips. Drives, tries the layup, doesn't finish it though. And rebound by Andrews. Kinley Queen coming up with that one. Donaldson to Kinley Queen. Phillips staying right on top of her. 2:19 left. That one almost goes out of bounds. Donaldson saves it. Phillips try to steal again. Good effort. But the ball goes out of bounds. Possession Andrews. Jimenez on Donaldson. Back around there's Brooke Phillips trying to drive around the floor. Check out America's LaQuire. There's Phillips with the ball. Queen kicks it to Donaldson in the corner. Had a brief momentary opening, but not long enough to get a shot set up. Phillips just airs out a two just in case. And Jimenez will come up with the rebound. Drives in, goes coast to coast with the layup. 54-5, Lady Knights. Minute 26 left here in the first half. There will be a running clock in the second half due to the score differential. Jimenez fouls instead of coming up with the steal. Andrews ball. Americas LaQuire will inbound it. And it's red ball over near the score table. Lady Wildcats are set up on the other side. No harm, no foul. It's where the official lined up to start with. Can't fault him for that. Donaldson with a low pass. Intercepted by Dallas Garrett, who breaks down the floor. And Donaldson able to stop her momentum. Phillips saves it from going out of bounds. And now Trammell back in the game with a minute to go here in the second quarter. We'll need to go down to the floor here in just a moment during the break and confirm some stats, but otherwise should be able to bring you some numbers during the break. So stay with us here on Facebook Live during halftime. I can promise you that will be all the entertainment provided here at Robbinsville High School. No halftime show. Trammell left wide open. You can't do that. 56-5 Lady Knights. She is quick and dangerous when inside the paint. 27 seconds to go. High pass. Anderson cleans it up. Trammell Fee. Kinsley Phillips. Circles outside. Garrett to Trammell again. Phillips to Trammell. 10 seconds. And Trammell's going to drive in and try to put up the basket. Nothing doing. No foul called. Kylie Donaldson back up the floor, but they're going to run out of time. And the first half comes to an end. Robbinsville doing everything right. 56-5 Lady Knights as we pause here on Facebook Live. We're about 2 minutes away from resuming play here in Robbinsville. Welcome back to the Graham Star Facebook page. Good to have you with us as we're pausing during the break of the varsity girls matchup. It's all Robbinsville at the moment. 56-5 your score. And at the break, we've got some halftime stats for you. Desta Trammell has had 21 points in the first half. She also has 3 assists and 1 steal. Kinsley Phillips has 11 points, 5 steals, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists, while Jacob Jimenez has 9 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals. Back in 2 for the conclusion of the varsity girls game in just a moment here on Facebook Live. Like it will be Andrews' ball as we begin the third quarter. Clock will be running for the entire second half. Coming up next, of course, the varsity boys game, which will be much more competitive. Andrews has a good boys program in place this year. First year head coach Matthew Manley has taken over for his father Frank and has soaked up a lot of knowledge over the years from his dad, a coaching legend here in West North Carolina. Talk more about the boys matchup later as The put up by Mueller, no good. Wachacha draws the rebound. Trammell with the ball. Fade to Fela Welch. Robbinsville's obviously slowed the pace down quite a bit from that frantic first half where they put up 56 points. 35 of those came in the first quarter. Check out, 38 of them came in the first quarter. So off the Andrews steal, Wildcats trying to get something going. They'll draw a foul. Mueller goes up for the basket. And believe it or not, fans, that's the first time tonight that the Wildcats are going to the foul line. It will be senior Emily Mueller shooting 2. Robbinsville with several substitutes on the floor right now. Montana Buchanan and Aubrey Wachacha on your left. Fela Welch and Liz Carpenter on your right. And Desta Trammell still in the background running the offense. As Mueller's first attempt goes awry, she'll try for her second here. And it's good. Makes it 56-6 here in the third quarter. Trammell breaks back up the floor at a high pace, feeds it over to Liz Carpenter. Back to Trammell, who finds Fela Welch. Carpenter for 3. Why not? But the shot off. Rebounded by Mueller. Trammell and Kaylin Ellis get tangled up on the perimeter. Andrews possession. Another foul drawn by Andrews. This time Brooke Phillips will head to the charity stripe. Foul on Liz Carpenter, her first of the night. And Phillips makes her first, makes it 56-7. 4:57 left here in the third quarter. Robbinsville will be back home Friday against Hayesville. That game will be a 4-game set. I believe JVs will play both games opening the afternoon. From that later. But we do hope to have it for you here on Facebook Live. Fela Welch draws a foul. She'll get a chance to shoot 2. Foul's on Kinley Queen. That's her third of the game. I'll see Welch often at the foul line. An aggressive player. And she misses her first. As more Wildcats trickle onto the floor. Clock dips under 4 minutes to go here in the third stanza. And Welch misses her second. Rebound by Wachacha for the putback. Nothing doing. Montana Buchanan's going to try it, and she'll make the basket. Senior Montana Buchanan drops 2. 58-7 is your score. High shot by Mueller off the backboard. Buchanan cleans up the rebound. Kick down the floor from Garrett to Wachacha for 2. 60-7. Mueller scans the floor back to Kylie Donaldson, who finds Kaylin Ellis on the outside. Welch keeping a close eye on her. Screen attempt, no good. Feed to Garrett, but ball almost coughed up. That time Carpenter deflects it. And it's actually off the choir last Robbinsville ball. And a steal for Andrews, but Garrett tripped up and thrown to the floor. They're going to call a travel on Kaylin Ellis. My goodness. Interesting call with a 67 score, but we'll roll on. Cha-cha to Garrett. 2:07 left here in the third quarter. Andrews faithful letting the officials know that their paycheck not worth it tonight. Now these officials are, of course, licensed by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. They're more than capable of doing the job. Missed calls are going to happen. And a drive attempt by Mealer is going to draw a foul on the floor. Cha-Cha just such a big force out there that sadly she draws a lot of attention. And often draws fouls as a result. 60-7 with 1:25 to go. Kaylin Ellis eyeing a three, and she'll hit it.
I got you, Bill.
Garrett now back up the floor. High feed to Montana Buchanan will go high and out of the bounds. Andrews ball with 1:09 left here in the third quarter. Andrews ball. Donaldson waiting for a player. Kaylin Ellis comes scrambling in to inbound it. Receive the inbound, excuse me. Now she has the ball. Allie Anderson back in the game for Robbinsville, as is Dallas Garrett. And a travel call on Andrews with 40 seconds to go. 60-10 is your score here in the third quarter. Anderson drives. She'll put up a layup, and she'll get two out of it. Anderson left unguarded. Just waved her way at will through traffic there. 62-10 as we near the closing seconds of the third quarter. And a foul called on Wachacha. I'm going to say she pushed Ellis, inadvertent as it may have been. A foul on the floor, and that's going to do it. 62-10 is your score as we head to the fourth quarter here in the varsity girls matchup from Robbinsville. Welcome back to Robbinsville, 62-10 as we look at the outset of the fourth quarter. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star Facebook page as we're streaming Robbinsville varsity basketball action for you tonight. We'll be back with you tomorrow from Weaverville as the Knights take on North Buncombe in a road match, and back with you Friday for Hayesville action here in Graham County. Several starters back in now. Kinsley Phillips, Jacob Jimenez in the game for Robbinsville. Wachacha, Welch, and Carpenter making out your five. Foul called on Garrett. That's her first of the game. Check that. And they're going to say it was on the floor. Robbinsville ball. Carpenter's going to try one in the paint for two, and she's going to drain it. Carpenter measured that one perfectly, made it 64-10 here in the fourth quarter. Robbinsville keeping the pressure on. Wachacha had her hands touching the ceiling and still got called on the foul there. Unfortunately, that's her third of the game, and she's just started playing here in the second half. It is Andrews basketball with 6:25 to go. As we mentioned, coming up next will be the varsity boys matchup. That one should be a good one to keep tabs on. Donaldson drives, kicks it to Addison Dartes, who puts up a layup. able to snag the rebound and drew a foul. Fela Welch rung up on the infraction. 5:50 and counting left in the ball game. Carpenter steals the ball. Welch will break up the floor. Here comes Welch. And tries to kick it at the last second. Somehow miraculously drew a foul with 5:34 to go. Emily Miller and Brooke Phillips will check back in for Andrews. It's one of those games where head coach Lucas Ford will tell me everybody contributed, great team win. And it was. Everybody doing stuff, including Montana Buchanan. That popped the bench for Robbinsville. Buchanan with 4 points tonight. 66-10 with 4:57 to go. Miller for three. Off the rim. And the ball skeanders out of bounds. Tommy Adams lurking in the corner, scoops it up. Sheeler getting her druthers from the Robbinsville bench. Try to get you stats compiled in between matchups. Miller with the steal. Donaldson's going to break back up the floor. Give Andrews credit. They're still playing as hard as they can right now, despite the lopsided deficit. One skip pass to Miller, back to Kaylin Ellis. Feeds it inside to Miller again, but Montana Buchanan will get the rebound. Her third of the game, and she's got 4 points to go with it. Sheeler waiting for her offense to get set up inside. Kicks it over to Welch. Carpenter for two. Reaches over and drops it in. Liz Carpenter with 4 points tonight. Donaldson for three. Foul called. And it's a three-point shooting foul for Donaldson. Well, they called it on Zoe Schuler, her second of the game. And Donaldson will make her first. 68-11. About 2.5 minutes left here in the ball game. And makes her second. Looking to complete a trifecta, and the third one misses. So 2 of 3 for Donaldson. Carpenter gets the rebound. Robbinsville back on the offense now. Cha-Cha inside, looks for the board, and hits the glass and draws a foul. But all Robbinsville in this contest, the Lady Knights put up 38 points in the first quarter and led 56-5 at the break. Cha-Cha makes her first as America's LaQuire checks in for Andrews. This one will make it 70-12 if Cha-Cha can drop it. Minute 13 go here with the running clock. That one misses though. Brooke Phillips with the rebound. Screen set up by Buchanan. Slowed her down. And now staying close to Phillips. Andrews will obviously try to score a couple more times here before this one's over with. High pass to LaQuire. Welch guarding her. 46 seconds to go. Phillips is going to drive in and put up a shot. And Wachacha commits fourth foul of the game. That should just about do it for this one with 30 seconds to go. Robbinsville's going to pick up a 69-12 victory. And as we mentioned, we will be back with you for the Varsity Boys matchup coming up here in about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll have stats for you from this one in between. And that one's going to roll out. So 69-13 will end up being the final score. They're just going to let the ball teeter-totter out. Garrett will inbound it just for good measure. Cha-Cha's going to take it up the floor. That's going to do it. Robbinsville comes back into the 2022 portion of their season with a dominant 69-13 victory over Andrews. Back in 10 minutes for the Varsity Boys matchup. You're watching the Graham Star Facebook page. We're about 2 minutes away from tip-off. Real quick, if you're joining us here on Facebook Live, welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Varsity Boys on tap. The Robbinsville Lady Knights defeated Andrews just moments ago, 69-13, your final score. Desta Trammell, 21 points. Kinsley Phillips, 11 points. And Jacob Jimenez with 9 points. Back with starting lineups in just a minute from Robbinsville.
All right, fans, welcome to the Varsity Boys matchup between Robbinsville and the visiting Andrews Wildcats. First up for the visitors, your starting five. Number 2, Cole Anderson. Number 3, Cam Rattler. Number 5, Isaac Weaver. Number 12, Donovan Bateman. And number 22, Graham Birch. Wildcats are coached by Matthew Manley. And now Robbinsville, make some noise for your Hawkins standing Black Knights. Number 1, Camden Jordan. Number 2, Brock Adams. Number 3, Xander Wachacha. Number 15, Donovan Carpenter. And number 20, Eddie Bruns. The Knights are coached by Jake Beasley.
Well, folks, it would be a high school basketball matchup without some kind of technical difficulty, but nonetheless, your Black Knights are on the floor in the dark, in the black, so to speak. And we're set to go with this highly competitive matchup we're anticipating between Robbinsville and Andrews. Donovan Carpenter and Cameron Rattler will be at the half-court line to receive the tip-off. Andrews will win it. Isaac Weaver with the ball, and we are underway. Weaver to Rattler. Excuse me, that was Bateman. Rattler with the ball now. Back to Donovan Bateman. Eddie Brooms keeping a close eye on him. And quick foul called on Eddie Brooms, his first of the game. Weaver for 3. That'll be off the rim. Rebound by Donovan Carpenter, but he feeds it right back to Cameron Rattler, who doesn't get it. And now Brock Adams, the point guard for the Knights, drives up the floor. And a foul called. Inbound. Isaac Weaver charged with the infraction, his first of the game. 7:16 to go here in the first quarter. No score. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star Facebook page as we bring you varsity basketball action from Robbinsville. Jordan with a floater. That'll bounce off. Rebound by Donovan Bateman. Back from injury, Bateman suffered a quad tear during the football season, or not a quad tear. That would have taken much longer to recover from, but a quad injury nonetheless. Good to see him back in action tonight for Andrews. Escapes trouble Rattler to Graham Birch. And a three-point shot. Andrews strikes first. Brock Adams now finds Xander Wachacha. Kicks it. Brooms for two. That'll be off the rim. Rebound by Cameron Rattler. So Andrews doing all right on the board so far. Birch with the ball. Weaver drives in. Ball gets away. Carpenter tries to clean it up. Nothing doing. Andrews gets it back. Weaver inside to Cameron Rattler. And a foul called again on Eddie Brooms. Got up for the block and made a little too much contact. That's his second of the game already. Cameron Rattler to the line to shoot two. And second one misses, so Cameron Rattler can't drain them. Rebounded by Camden Jordan. Robbinsville basketball. 5:50 left here in the first quarter. Adams backs up, resets. Steal. Bateman. And he'll slow the offense down. There's Weaver. Feeds it to Cole Anderson, who actually made the three earlier, my mistake. That was Anderson, not Birch. And a floater for Weaver, but he gets the putback. 5-0 Andrews. Jordan weaves and wobbles, unable to get the basket. Rebound by Andrews. Wildcats handling things on the boards early. No second chance shots for Robbinsville just yet. Weaver surveying the floor. There's Donovan Bateman for two. Graham Birch pulls down the rebound, struggles. Rebound by Brock Adams. 4:28 left here in the first quarter. There's Xander Wachacha for three, and he nails it. The assist to Brock Adams. 5-3 your score. Weaver works his way around Adams. Anderson in the corner for three. That'll be off. Camden Jordan with the rebound. Five-3 your score in favor of the Wildcats. 3:40 left here in the first quarter. There's Bryce Adams going for two. Misses it. Off of Andrews. Possession Robbinsville. Carpenter gets the inbound. Jason Gross in the game now. Feeds it over to Brock Adams, who's going to reset again for Robbinsville. Bateman feeds it inside. Brock Adams right there. Drops the layup. 5-5 your score here in the first quarter. Don't forget, Black Knight fans, we will be with you tomorrow from North Buncombe High School as Robbinsville travels to take on the Blackhawks. Varsity will tip off around 6:30. Foul called. Rattler back to the foul line for the second time already in the game. They're going to charge Dason Gross with the foul. That's his first of the evening. Rattler 0 for 3 so far from the foul line. Misses his fourth one, too. Bryce Adams pulls down the rebound. There's Bo Rattler in the game now for Robbinsville. Adams on the outside. And a travel called. Possession Andrews. Great crowd on hand tonight here in Robbinsville. Of course, Graham County Schools earlier today voted that masks should be worn at all times inside facilities. There's most of the crowd obeying that. Bateman measures the three. Nothing doing, though. Rebound by Isaac Weaver, and he'll draw a foul. Donovan Carpenter rung up on that infraction. And it will give the Wildcats another chance to the foul line. Weaver misses his first. Andrews has not made a foul shot yet. They're 0 for 5 so far here in the first quarter. Second one makes it. 6-5 Wildcats. .2:15 left here in the first quarter. Brock Adams creeps up court. Feeds it to Dason Gross. He'll try for a three. The shot will be off. Rebound by Cameron Rattler. And a bucket for Andrews. 8-5 is your score. Robbinsville's got to get more offensive rebounds. We're going to be in trouble in this one. Getting outclassed inside so far. All Rattler to Donovan Carpenter. Adams now with the ball. Minute 29 to go in the first quarter. Gross for two. That'll bounce off. And rebound made by Keegan Ellis for Andrews. Weaver feeds it to Donovan Bateman. And a travel called. I'll give Bryce Adams credit. He took a heck of a charge down here on this end, but it was unnecessary. Minute 13 left. Andrews leading 8-5. After this quarter, fans, we're going to have to adjust the audio a little bit. I apologize in advance. Do my best to keep you tuned in here. Video will stay live. Area pass for Robbinsville, and it's Andrews' ball, 8-5 here in the first quarter as we dip under the 1 minute mark. Adams keeping a close eye on Keegan Ellis. Donovan Bateman passes to the corner for three. Nothing doing. Rebound by Alexander Wachacha, his first of the game. He drops inside, puts up a floater. Could not find the basket. Austin Martin now with the ball. Weaver back across the court. 3-point shot. And that's going to miss. Andrews with a wild save. It's going to scream out of bounds. Thankfully did not take out one of the young kids walking on the sidelines. 19 seconds left. Robbinsville looking for an answer here late. Need a three-pointer to tie it going into the second quarter. And Carpenter's going to go for two, but they're going to call a travel with 9 seconds left. Limited time left. Weaver to Bateman. 3 seconds. And Ellis is going to air out one at the buzzer. And it's going to careen off. 8-5. Andrews has the lead as we head to the second quarter. Stay with us here on Facebook Live.
Robbinsville will be inbounding the ball to begin the second quarter.
Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star Facebook page. First telecast in several weeks. We apologize for that. There were a few road games that we could not broadcast due to telecasting rights at other schools. And last Thursday, well, we'll talk about last Thursday. The Cha-Cha drives in with a layup. 8-7 is your score. Weaver flies down the floor and makes two. Adams feeds inside to Bryce Adams. Now Camden Jordan for two, and he'll make it. For a quick flurry of offense. Andrews still in the better half of it though, 10-9. 7-10 left here in the half. There's Donovan Bateman for three. Hits as he drains it. No foul called. 13-9 Andrews. Gross for two. Off the rim. Rebounded by Isaac Weaver. Bateman kicks it out. Three-point attempt. Off the rim. Camden Jordan with the rebound. Inside to Jason Gross for two. (13-11) your score with 6:05 left here in the second quarter. Quick kick to Bateman. Keeps it alive. Weaver with a floater. And it's going to drop. A lot of suspense around that shot. Finally drops in. 15-11 Andrews. Brock Adams for three. Nothing but net. 15-14. Robbinsville keeping it close. Austin Martin's going to drive in. Layup, no good. Bryce Adams with the rebound. And ball gets away. Saved by Brock Adams. Feed inside to Gross. 2 points. Robbinsville has the lead. 16-15 Black Knights. Weaver looking for his options. And there's the rebound by Camden Jordan. .4:17 left. Robbinsville leading 16-15. Bryce Adams to his brother Brock. Adams going to bounce off. Rebounded by the Wildcats. Quick break up the floor. And it's going to get plucked away by Brock Adams. Here goes coast to coast. Timeout called by the Wildcats. It's 18-15 Robbinsville. Stay with us here on Facebook Live. Welcome back to Robbinsville. 18-15 Black Knights leading the Wildcats. A high-octane game so far. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star Facebook page. 3:55 left in the half. Andrews ball as we resume play. On a quick dish is Cameron Rattler with the ball now. Back to Isaac Weaver. Chacha now guarding Keegan Ellis. He squeaks by him, drives in, draws the foul. Donovan Carpenter charged with the foul, and now Keegan Ellis go for the and one, which will tie it if he makes it at 18 apiece. And it's good. Brock Adams scans the floor, lines the cha-cha for three. It's going to be off. Donovan Bateman with the rebound. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Weaver drives in. That one's going to be off. Andrews saves it. Keegan Ellis to Bateman again. Back to Ellis for three. Nails it. Ellis with a 6-point run here has pushed Andrews back in front. 21-18. Adams to Camden Jordan. Quick passes. Jordan with it now. Loses it. But it's fouled. And that draws the ire of some of the Andrews faithful in attendance tonight. Possession Black Knights. 2:23 left to go. Another foul called on the Wildcats. Cameron Rattler will get charged, and Brandon McLucas will go to the line for the first time. And there's a little bit of discussion over who had the foul. And the officials are going to try to figure it out. There's a foul on Brandon McLucas. I don't think there's a dispute about that. The dispute is who charged the foul to. And it's going to stand as Rattler's first infraction. He's kind of chuckling at the lane, but that's all right. McLucas misses his first. And his second, rebounded by Donovan Bateman. No harm to Andrews, who's on a 6-0 run at the moment. And to Jordan. Hardy Crab. Birch. And then a quick foul shot. Offensive charge called on Cameron Rattler. Good play by the Knights. And the referees are not doing much to endear themselves to the Andrews faithful, but that's not their job, is it? Possession Robbinsville. Minute 52 left in the half. Bryce Adams for three, nothing doing. Zach Queen tried to get the rebound. Ends up with Donovan Bateman on it. And now for two. Green with the putback. Foul from behind by Bryce Adams, who was trying to swat the ball away. Minute 30 to go. Zach Queen to the foul line. Rebounded by Camden Jordan. And now Adams will kick it over to McLucas for three. And it's off the rim. Rebounded by Isaac Weaver. Minute 16 to go. Foul on the floor. Oh, Brock Adams. Andrews will inbound. 1:11 left. That was double bonus, my mistake. So, looks like Weaver will shoot. It's now seven fouls. So it's 1-1. Weaver makes the first. And the second one from Weaver will drop in. Andrews on a 7-0 run right now at 23-18. A lot of conjecture going on with the referees here in the first half. A minute to go here in the second quarter. Bo Rattler for three. Snags his own rebound, fights for it. Keegan Ellis with a steal. And it is swatted away by Camden Jordan. Ellis took quite the tumble. Foul called again. Ellis will go to the foul line. Ellis drains it. The Wildcats have scored 10 unanswered points, and now lead 25-18 with less than a minute to go. Picked by Donovan Bateman. And layup, putback no good. Many hands abound. Robbinsville prevails. 33 seconds left. 25-18. Knights have got to do something before the break. Lucas to Brock Adams. 20 seconds to go. Adams for two. Nothing doing. Rebounded by Weaver. Ball gets loose. And a backcourt called on Andrews. Robbinsville ball with 9 seconds left. And a foul called on Keegan Ellis. Brock Adams was driving. On the floor with 6 seconds to go. Quick inbound to Bo Rattler, who's going to put up a shot. Bateman will get it back. 1 second to go. He'll heave it. And it'll bounce off the top of the backboard. 25-18. Andrews with a 10-0 run to close out the half. Have a 7-point lead. Stay with us here on Facebook Live. And welcome back to Robbinsville. About 3 minutes left here and during the break, and we want to give you some quick stats. Robbinsville trailing Andrews 25-18. Brock Adams with 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Leonard Rachacha has 5 points and a rebound. And Bryce Adams has 4 points. That's your top 3 go-getters tonight for the Knights. Back in a couple of minutes with the second half of the Varsity Boys game tonight. You're watching Robbinsville basketball on the Graham Star Facebook page. Andrews will have possession to begin the second half as we're just about set to go. Robbinsville making its way back onto the floor. The Knights temporarily took the lead in the second quarter, but Andrews won a 10-0 run in response and now lead 25-18 as we begin play here in the second half. Van Birch to Donovan Bateman. Now Weaver with the floater. Nothing doing. Jordan with the rebound. Bucket attempt no good. Brooms will pull down the board and miss the rebound there. Wild save. Carpenter will take that. Ball picked off by Weaver. He's got nobody to guard him, and he misses the layup. Cha-Cha now with the rebound. A lot of moving parts. Block and steal for Andrews. Weaver again. Nothing doing. We'll try it again. Eddie Brooms to Brock Adams. Three-pointer for Camden Jordan. Yes, sir. And at long last, after 50 seconds of the wildest action you'll see, Robbinsville scores is 25-21. Ball sails out of bounds. Robbinsville basketball. Jordan drives in, feeds it over to Donovan Carpenter for 2. And they're going to call Eddie Brooms for a foul. Eddie's been in foul trouble all night. He drew 2 within the first minute and a half of the game, and that's his third. Bateman for 2, nothing doing. Broom for the rebound. Andrews not finishing their shots, and that has proved costly. They've missed 6 easy points here in the third quarter. And a foul called on Rattler. Carpenter will go to the line. Foul shot for Carpenter. 25-22 with 6:19 to go. Andrews now clinging to a 3-point lead. Rebounded by Graham Birch. And the Knights applying the pressure. High toss by Weaver will go out of bounds, intended for Cole Anderson. 6 minutes left to go, and it's 25-22. Jordan puts up 2. Nice floater for Camden Jordan. Cut back by Bateman for 2. 27-24, Andrews still in the lead. Cha-Cha will drive in, kicks it to Eddie Brooms. He'll drive and make the bucket. And it's a 1-point ball game. Robbinsville trails 27-26 as Isaac Weaver brings the ball back up the floor for the Wildcats. Anderson to Weaver for 3. Isaac Weaver makes it a 4-point ball game, 30-26 Wildcats. 4:48 to go here in the third quarter. I've said it many, many times this year, folks. Robbinsville is a second-half team, and they are coming to life. Carpenter for two. Nothing doing. Bateman on the rebound. Rattler for two. He'll get it. And just like that, Andrews has a 6-point lead again. 5-ball run for the Wildcats. Jordan for two. Hit as he shoots it. That's going to throw it off. Cole Anderson snags the loose ball. And drives up the floor. Anderson cleans it up. Weaver for three. And he nails it. Isaac Weaver coming through with some clutch baskets here in the third quarter. And it's now a 9-point ball game. Screen set by Bruins. Pass to Donovan Carpenter for three. And he drains it. Timeout called by head coach Jake Beasley. 35-29 is your score with 3:33 left in the third quarter. Back to Robbinsville, 35-29 is your score. 3:33 left here in the third quarter. Andrews leading 35-29. It'll be Andrews' ball as we resume play. Graham Birch chosen to take the ball up the floor for the Wildcats. Rattler to Weaver for three, and it's going to be short. Brock Adams will scoop up the rebound. Cha-Cha for three, and it's going to be off. Cha-Cha gets hot outside, and there's not much he can do to be stopped. Andrews players fighting over the ball amongst themselves. Turn it over to Robbinsville under their basket. Now the Cha-Cha with the ball as we enter the 3-minute mark of the third quarter with Cha-Cha for two. Going to be off. Rebounded by Cole Anderson. Blocked away by Camden Jordan. Cha-Cha for two. Stuffed at the net by Graham Birch. But he draws the foul. Brock Adams for three. Why not? Drains it. Adams now with 10 points tonight for the Knights. And they still trail 35-32. And a basket like that from Isaac Weaver won't help the cause. 37-32. Camden Jordan will inbound for the Knights. swatted out by Andrews. It'll be Robbinsville ball. 2:14 to go. 37-32 is your score. Cha-Cha lead his way in. And he's called for a charge. Andrews basketball. Right through to Weaver. Donovan Bateman now will reset the offense. Minute 30 to go. Andrews up by 5. Hard thrust. And I believe Baby drew the foul. They're going to bring up Mason Gross. And Bateman will go to the foul line. And Bateman misses his first. Second one misses as well. Rock Adams right there to pick up the rebound. And a foul called on Bateman. Gross for 2, and he'll hit it. Mason Gross has 6 points tonight for the Black Knights. Minutes left to go. 3-point game. The Cha-Cha with a steal. And at the basket, he's going to draw a foul. Ring up Graham Birch for that one. That's his first of the ball game. Cha-Cha to shoot 2. Cha-Cha makes his first. Drops out, but Groves tries to put back, and nothing doing. Ball is loose. And despite the best efforts of Austin Martin, who slid into the save, nothing doing. Robbinsville basketball with 45 seconds left. Thank you once again for tuning in with us here on the Graham Star Facebook page. We are streaming Robbinsville athletics all season long. Very privileged to do so. About a 3-point attempt from Bo Rattler, nothing doing. Cole Anderson with the rebound. Gets it to Martin. And now it's back to Bateman. We welcome all our fans watching tonight from Andrews as well. Glad to have you guys aboard with us tonight. Eight seconds left here in the third quarter. Keegan Ellis searching for options. He's going to drive in late, and he'll miss it. Carpenter will get the rebound, but that's all we'll get. So it's a 37-35 ball game as we head to the fourth quarter. Stay with us here on Facebook Live. Welcome back to Robbinsville for the fourth quarter of Andrews and Robbinsville Varsity boys basketball action. Nice passing the ball around at the moment. Anderson to Isaac Weaver. He'll try for 3, and he'll get it. Weaver has hit some clutch shots from outside tonight. And the Wildcats have a 5-point lead thanks
thanks in large part to his efforts both inside and outside. Rose scanning the floor, finds Cha-Cha.
Bryce Adams is going to drive in and try one. It's going to miss. He'll get the rebound, though. And that misses. Andrews basketball. Isaac Weaver starts his way around Bo Rattler. There's Bateman off Rattler's pass. 2. And it's off. Cameron Jordan pulls down the board. Will go for 3, and he'll miss it. Rebound, though, by Adams, no good. Another rebound, he'll try it again. He's hit, and draws the foul. Bryce Adams did not give up on that ball, and he's going to be rewarded with a trip to the charity stripe. 3rd foul on Donovan Bateman tonight. Misses both. And a foul caught on Donovan Carpenter on the 2nd foul shot. That's his 3rd of the game. Ellis with the ball as we resume play. 6:33 left here in the 4th quarter. Ellis with a quick dish. Ball swatted away by Brock Adams. He's flying back up the court. He'll get it. Out of his 2nd transition bucket of the night. Makes it 40-37. Steal by Cameron Jordan. He'll miss it, but he'll draw the foul. Zach Queen will get rung up for the infraction. Inadvertent contact as it may have been. It's a 2-point trip to the foul line. 2-shot trip, I should say, for Cameron Jordan. 6:07 left in the ball game. Jordan makes his first. Makes it 40-38. Andrews still in the lead. And Jordan makes it a 1-point game. 6 minutes to go. Much better defensive second half for Robbinsville. Ellis saves the ball before it goes out of bounds. Bateman hits it away. Steal by Donovan Carpenter. Brock Adams with the ball. He sprints back up the floor. Fades at the last second. The Cameron Jordan who will get the bucket. Robbinsville leads 41-40. No good, but Cha-Cha with the rebound. Speaks away from Zach Queen at the last second. Drives in. Bumped in the face. Foul called. Cha-Cha makes his first, adding a Another point to Robbinsville's slim lead is 42-40 at the moment. One more shot coming for Wachacha. And it will miss. Jostle under the net. Foul is called on Bryce Adams. That's his second of the game. 4:56 to go. 42-40 is their score. There's the feed to Rattler, who airs out a three. Andrews leads. Timeout called. 30-second timeout by Andrews. They lead 43-42 with 4:34 to go in the ballgame. We would like to take a moment to extend our condolences to the family of Courtney Wagner. Dee and Tanya Walsh's eldest daughter unfortunately lost her battle with cancer on Friday. She was just 31 years old. 2-point bucket for Camden Jordan. I'd like to mention that Friday's game against Hayesville, proceeds from the gate will go to help pay for funeral expenses for Miss Courtney, who will be terribly missed here in Robbinsville. And Coach Walsh, Tanya, all of you are in our thoughts and prayers tonight. 2-point shot by Jordan misses, and they'll go out of bounds. Andrews basketball, they lead 46-44. 3:54 to go. Carpenter guarding on the outside. Rattler pulls it down, ball swatted away. Donovan Bateman able to save it. Quick feed over, pass to Weaver for three, and it's off. Cha-Cha with the rebound. Cha-Cha for three. Go ahead bucket will miss. And a foul called on Cameron Rattler. Like a clean jump ball, but nonetheless, Rattler is rung up on the rebound. Bryce Adams will go to the line. 3:15 to go. Adams makes the first of the 1-and-1. Cameron Rattler now with 4 fouls against him for the Wildcats. And Bryce Adams' second foul shot ties it back up again at 46 all. 30-second timeout called by Robbinsville.
3:15 left, and you're looking at a tied ball game as we welcome you back to Facebook Live. It's 46-46 between the Robbinsville Black Knights and the Andrews Wildcats. Andrews will inbound the ball. Weaver under pressure from Brock Adams already. House behind the back move. Fade to Bateman in the corner. Back to Weaver. 3 minutes to go. Austin Martin with the ball now. Donovan Bateman passes the ball back around. Back to Weaver. He's going to drive in. He'll go for two. And he'll be off. Van Boone with the rebound. Every shot matters. Every rebound matters at this point in the game. Come down to it. We're back to an even slate. 2.5 minutes left. Bryce Adams will draw the foul. And I believe that is Bateman's fourth of the game. And it is 1-1 for Bryce Adams. He makes the first. His foul shots later going to be clutch. Second one is off. Still a 1-point ball game. Robbinsville in the lead. Bateman creeping up court. Bryce Adams right there in his face. Bateman's going to air out three and nail it. 2:10 to go. 49-47. Andrews back in control. This is going to come down to the wire, folks. Thank you for tuning in and staying with us here on the Graham Star Facebook page. Adams maneuvers inside, draws a foul. 1:54 to go. Fouls on Martin. That's his first of the night. Brock Adams now shoot two. Double bonus time. Adams misses his first. Second one to make it a 1-point Andrews lead. And he drops it. 49-48. Wildcats still have the game in their hands. Andrews pass inside. Feed outside to Bateman, who missed, but on the rebound, putback. There's Rattler. And he drops it. 51-48, Andrews. Brock Adams to Carpenter, gets it right back. Kicks it to Wachacha, who will miss the three-point. Foul called. And a technical foul now rung out. Well, while the fans and spectators in attendance try and figure out, coaches alike, what happened there, Keegan Ellis will get a chance to take two technical shots with 1:15 to go. I believe it was Donovan Carpenter that was rung up for the technical. The foul itself before that was on Brock Adams. Ellis misses his first. Makes the second. And now it'll be Robbinsville ball with 1:15 to go. Jake Beasley is giving referee Ricky Green an absolute earful right now. And the officials are going to confer in front of the Andrews bench. Foul called. Andrews holds all the cards at the moment. It's a 4-point ball game. Foul's on Wachacha. That is his second of the game. Ellis makes the first. And the second one misses. Carpenter snags the rebound. 5-point game. Minute to go. Cha-Cha weaves in. Brock Adams. Now reset. Three-point shot by Cha-Cha will be off. Weaver gets the rebound. Andrews ball. 44 seconds to go. And a foul necessitated by the clock. Brock Adams will send Isaac Weaver to the foul line. 39 seconds to go. And it looks like Robbinsville's comeback bid may be too little too late, as the Cats have a 5-point lead. Could be 6 or 7 here in just a moment. And Weaver makes his first. So it's a 6-point game with 39 seconds left. Stranger things have happened. A couple of threes out of Robbinsville, and it could be a close game again. Weaver makes both. Timeout called by Andrews. 30-second timeout. 55-48 Wildcats. Stay with us here on Facebook Live. Robbinsville will get the ball. 38 seconds to go as we resume action. 7-point deficit. Adams there's out a three and draws a foul. And the Andrews faithful not pleased with that call. Well, give Brock Adams a chance, excuse me. I guess it's just going to be for 2. I thought he was outside the line, but evidently he was on the line. Adams makes his first. Makes it 55-49. And there's a second. It will be a 3-point attempt here. 3-shot attempt, I should say. Adams makes all 3, and it's 55-51. Timeout called by Jake Beasley.
Now, ref, just gave him 3 easy points for a non-foul. You are horrible. You are the worst ref in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
it's 55-51 with 33 seconds to go as we welcome you back to Robbinsville. Smoky Mountain Conference basketball action on the way here from Graham County. And Donovan Bateman is fouled by Alexander Wachacha. That's only his third of the game. It's actually a 1-and-1. 30 seconds to go. This and a bucket here could get Robbinsville right back in this one. And it's off. Rebound by Brock Adams. Carpenter. Ball is swatted away by Donovan Bateman. And it's swatted away by Camden Jordan for two. Timeout, Robbinsville. And that's what the Knights needed. 15 seconds to go. 55-53 is your score. Will be Andrews' ball under Robbinsville's basket when we resume play. The Wildcats have a 2-point lead. 55-53 is your score, and 15 seconds left on the clock. The Knights are trying everything possible to get back into this one. They've trailed for most of the game, had to lead a couple of times, but Andrews has always been on a quick flurry to pull away soon thereafter. As we've mentioned several times tonight, we'll be with you tomorrow from North Buncombe, and Friday here at home against Hayesville. So tune in here with us tomorrow and Friday as we bring you varsity basketball action from Robbinsville. Bradley's got the line. Quick foul. 1.7 seconds burn off the clock. And Isaac Weaver will head to the line. Weaver's been sharp tonight. See what he can do here late. As Andrew is trying to hold on to the lead. And that was 5 fouls on point guard Brock Adams. He's had a great game tonight. Bryce Adams will come in to relieve Brock. Adams sits down after a great night. After we have a few moments at the end of the telecast, we will try and get some stats added up for you before we sign off. Weaver makes his first at the three-point ball game, 56-53. That one misses. Carpenter gets the rebound. Here comes Robbinsville. Plucked down the floor. Jordan's going to try for three. And it airballs. Rebounded by Carpenter. Foul. No, a timeout call. My apologies. Jake Beasley calls a timeout with 3.8 seconds left. Robbinsville has the ball under their basket. Right next to their basket, I should say. As the Knights will try to come up with one last ditch effort here to tie the game and send it to overtime. see what Robbinsville drew up. 3.8 seconds to go. Said this one will come down to the wire, and it has. Knights have a chance to tie it and force overtime. Inbound deflected and intercepted by Andrews. That's going to do it. The Wildcats have held on to pick up a 56-53 victory. Great game, great effort from both programs. Good W for the Wildcats. Back in just a few minutes with final stats as the Cats win it 56-53 from Robbinsville. And welcome back to Robbinsville for the conclusion of tonight's telecast. The Knights unfortunately dropping the varsity boys game to Andrews 56-53, your final score. Leading scorers for Robbinsville, Brock Adams with 16 points, Camden Jordan with 15 points, and Alexander Wachacha finished the game with 7 points. Back tomorrow around 6:30 p.m. for varsity action from North Buncombe. Until then, this is Kevin Hensley saying good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.